Hello students, welcome to the course Digital Signal Processing. In this course, right now we are discussing discrete Fourier transform. Let's look at this topic, that is circular convolution. So in case of the circular convolution, already we have seen the definition of the circular convolution, that is what is meant by the x3 of m and how to proceed with the same in terms of the expression. Now let's see one of the simplest example is asked to find out circular convolution of the following two sequences. So these are the two sequences given. One is the x1 of n, second is x2 of n. So both the sequences are with the 4-point sample values. So naturally we need to go for 4-point circular convolution. So for circular convolution to be valid, we need to have both the sequences with the same sample values. It means same number of samples. So let's proceed. So we are having the x1 of n and x2 of n. So with reference to the formula which we have seen for the circular convolution, which is nothing but x3 of m is equal to circular convolution between x1 and x2. So so for that one, x1 will be kept as it is. So since it is x1 of n, and we are just varying the control for x2 of n. So when x3 of 0 is to be calculated, means when m is 0, so m equal to 0. For this m equal to 0 case, if you just look at the value, that is for x3 of 0, it will be quite simpler. So x1 will be taken as it is over here. So this is the reflection of x1. X1 is nothing but 2 1 2 1. X1 of 0, x1 of 1, x1 of 2, x2, x1 of 3. This is the x2 of n. So it is varied in a anti-clockwise fashion. In anti-clockwise fashion. X1 of 0 is also written in an anti-clockwise fashion. But if you just concentrate on the expression, in calculation of x3 of 0, we require value of n m equal to 0. It means x2 is to be folded. So if I want to fold this x2, it will be of this kind of nature, means it is the folded sequence. So this will be the folded sequence, which is nothing but x2 of 0, x2 of 1, x2 of 2 and x2 of 3. Means 1 2 3 4. These sample values are to be written in this clockwise manner, starting from this particular point. Now once we do this particular folding, is the expression which suggests that there is a multiplication between x1 of n into x2 of m minus n. Right now m is nothing but 0 because x3 of 0 has to be calculated. Just refer the equation which is shown for circular convolution between the two sequences x1 and x2. Once we do this particular thing, then next thing is nothing but simply the multiplication between the two sequences, that is x1 and x2. It is folded right now. So this is nothing but the folded sequence. So for that one, we just need to multiply these two values. So x1 of 0 will be multiplied with x2 of 0. So 2 into 1, this will be resulted in the value, that is 2. Next value is nothing but this 1 into 4. So this will be resulting in the value 4. Similarly, the next value, that is nothing but this 2 into 3, will result in a 6. Next is 1 into 2, that will result in this 2. So after this entire operation, we just need to add these values which are resulting from this product. So x1 into x2 of minus n is mod 4. Once this operation is done, that is product of the sequence, we just add this. It means 4 plus 2 plus this 2 plus 2 plus 6 and plus 4. By the addition of all these sequences, the resultant is nothing but x3 of 0 is equal to 14. Now this is the calculation for m equal to 0. This is to be done for m equal to 0, then 1, 2 as well as 3. And total 4 point circular convolution, that's why 0 to 3, that will be the range for m. Now let's proceed for the further calculation. In the next case, we are going to do the same kind of operations for m equal to 1. So in case of m equal to 1, again this particular circle is not going to change. This is nothing but x2 of n, which is already we have seen, but right now the difference is over here. Right now the x2 is shifted or delayed by 1. That's why the x2 of 1 minus n is provided. It means that in the earlier case this was x2 of 0, but right now it is delayed by 1, so it is getting shifted over here. So this is shifted here. So it is shifted here by 1 position. So it is in an anti-clockwise fashion. Minus n plus 1, that is what the delayed sequence. So obviously it is to be written like this. So x2 of 0, then x2 of 1 will be here. This is x2 of 2 and this is x2 of 3. Now this is nothing but x2 of 1 minus n. Now once we got this x2 of 1 minus n, our task is to perform this operation, that is x1 into x2 of 1 minus n mod 4. After this, multiply these respective sequences. It means this sequence will be multiplied, 1 will be multiplied with 1, so this is giving value 1. Similarly 2 will be multiplied by this 2, it is giving the value as a 4. Similarly the next multiplication, that is this 2 into 4, that will give 8. Next is this 1 into 3, that will give this value 3. After that just add these values. So 1 plus 4, that is 5, plus 3, 8, plus 8, 16. So this is what the result of x3 of 1. Now when we want to find out, let's say x2 of 2 minus n, whatever the right now existing circle is with us, is delayed by 1, or x2 of minus n delayed by 2, both will be valid. Now let's see for x2 of 2 minus n, what is this value? So this 0, x2 of 0 will be shifted here, then rest of the sequences will follow it in anti-clockwise sense. Again multiply it here, so 2 into 3, that is 6, 1 into 2, that is 2, 2 into 1, that is 2, 1 into 4, that is 4. So add this and it will give us the value which is desired, and that is nothing but the 14. So 2 plus 6, that's it, 8, 8 plus 4, 12, 12 plus 2, 14. So this is how the x3 of 2 will be calculated. Once it is done, finally we need to verify it for the x3 of 3. So for x3 of 3, x2 of minus n has to be delayed by 3. So it has been done like this. So the first shift, this was here 0, then 0 comes here, then it is here for the final shift, x2 of 0, then x2 of 1, x2 of 2, x2 of 3. So in short, we need to just circularly shift, we need just circularly shift the x2 of minus n, remember here folded sequence, by 1 each and every time, and just multiply it with the x1 and that too with the respective location, nothing else. And after that just add it so as to have the faithful result. Here 2 into 4, that will give 8, and 1 into 3, that is 3, and 2 into 2, that is 4, 1 into 1, that is 1. So after that we will get, after addition, x3 of 3, and that is nothing but 16. So the overall result for this 4-point circular convolution will be nothing but 14, 16, 14, 16. Now let's go for the next problem statement. In this next problem statement, it is quite clear that perform the circular convolution of the following two sequences. The sequences are given to us. This time we need to perform it with the help of the DFT IDFT property. First we compute the DFTs for x1 and x2 individually. X1 of k by using the formula. This is what the DFT is, e raised to minus j pi k by 2. K will be varied from 0 to 3. The first time we will put the k equal to 0 and we will just verify it. E raised to minus j into 0 is e raised to 0, it will be 1. So 2 plus 1, that is 2. 2 plus 1, that is 3. 3 plus 2, that is 5. 5 plus this one will be 6. So this is how x1 of 0 will be giving the value as a 6. Next time e raised to minus j pi by 2, because k is 1, so x1 of 1 will be calculated here. So e raised to minus j pi by 2, just apply the identity, that is cos theta minus j sin theta. So here it will be cos pi by 2 minus j sin pi by 2. So it will result in short, cos pi by 2 is 0, so minus j sin pi by 2 means it will be minus j. Next time this term will be resulting in cos pi minus j sin pi. So sin pi will be 0 and cos pi will be minus 1. So this is how next task will be calculated and we will get x1 of 1 as a 0. Similarly, put k equal to 2 in this equation and we will get, for this particular equation, when we put k equal to 2, we will get x1 of 2. Similarly, when we put k equal to 3, we will get x1 of 3. This is what the calculation which we need to do for calculating only x1. Similar task is to be done to calculate x2. For x2 of k, again the same formula is there, only it is to be applied for x2 of n. Once it is done, it is giving the values like this for x2. Now just remember the property of multiplication of DFTs will result in x3 of k is equal to x1 of k into x2 of k. So by this we will get the x3 of k. Just use the IDFT so as to get x3 of n, because we started from x1 of n and x2 of n and we expect their result in terms of discrete time only. That's why x3 of n is to be calculated. Now don't stop at the x3 of k calculation only, because after this, once we got x3 of k, still we need to find out its DFT, IDFT, so as to get this vital value, that is x3 of n. Once we got IDFT, it is giving the values like 14, 16, 14, 16, which we just now calculated. This is what just now we calculated. It is just verified here, and with respect to the another approach, that is DFT IDFT. So firstly we have taken the DFTs of x1 and x2, then we multiplied their DFTs, we got x3 of k. We have taken its inverse and we got x3 of n, and that is what we just verified here. This is the same result which we verified with the help of the circular convolution property, means with the help of the circle approach by rotating a x2 sequence. And that is all about the circular convolution as well as the DFT IDFT. So thank you everyone, thank you very much.